This time we'll have Miss Dorothy Jameson say a few words.
Thank you very much, and I hope you can hear me. I never liked to go anywhere where people were talking and I didn't know what they were saying. But I am very, very impressed with it. In fact, I'm really emotional about it. But I want to thank all of you. And you don't know how much I've enjoyed Davis being here all these years. I have a few little things I want to say about it, and I can't say them all, Mr. Martin. We'll just start out with, I hadn't been teaching too long, and I don't even remember why I wasn't teaching. But they had the BOAG teacher was Honoree ill, and they called me to see if I could finish out the semester, which was probably all the way to 2.5, 3 months. I don't remember. But I said, "Are you kidding?" They said, "No, we've checked with the state office, and they said you have a vocational certificate, so you can apply it to agriculture." I knew how to fill out forms, bless them. So I said, okay, I don't know what I did with my 2 little children then. They were preschool. But anyway. Oh, John said that Bill said on Tina's lap all the time, or he did, I guess it was. Because we were sponsoring Pep Club and a whole bunch of stuff. I never saw so much going on in my life. But I don't have time to stand here and talk to you all evening about all this. I do want to tell you about some experiences. Okay, I went into the ag class. I'm sure the boys have been informed about their new teacher. She can come in here? Okay. Anyway, we got in there, and I knew most of the boys because they were on campus. And I heard some funny little voices. Here were the voices, "We don't do that in here." Boy, and we never did it again. And that voice came from a very large boy, and I think he must have been close to a senior, but he had been on the football team. And you know, if you're a Davis Wolf, what you are. So anyway, we just went on just fine, and we did a lot of things like was mentioned, sewing on buttons and just doing things. But an interesting thing to me, I grew up on a big ranch out in the western part of the state, but I never saw so many milk cows in my life. I don't know how many dairies used to be here in Murray County, and there's only one now. But we visited dairies and saw a lot of different things going on. One interesting thing was we visited the Kraft cheese plant that was over at the Sulphur at that time. And the boys were very familiar with it because they got the whey and fed to the pigs. And I don't know how many of you have ever seen milk curdled, but we watched them in and put in the milk, and then they curdled it, and they saw how all that did. Well, so forth, it just went well. And this, we never had to say we don't say that in here. And so, wasn't long until time changed, the semester, and so everything. Then this person, by the way, I'm telling you about 2 scholars. And this one must have graduated, and then he went into the custodial service of the Davis School. And all the time I was teaching home economics or anything else that wanted something special, he never said, "What are you going to do with it? When do you want it?" I just told him when I wanted it, and it was there. It was wonderful to have somebody in a nice soft voice not complain about doing something. Well, time went on, and so then there was another little boy. I don't know if I want to talk about the boys, going to talk their own about some time. I was worked, of course, with at 4-H and so forth, but this boy was just talking all the time. And the teachers, the lower teachers, till I got into the 5th grade, said, we just can't stop him from talking. He just wants to talk. And I said, when I get him, I'll stop. I had no influence on that child whatsoever. But the funny thing was, he was usually buying close to himself. He wasn't bothering anybody. And what he was asking about or saying, it made pretty good sense. And he was always a top person in scoring at the meat judging contest at the locker plant that Oakley's already had for us. And when he got to OSU, now this is kind of key to it, he made the meat judging team as a freshman at OSU. Well, gosh, I couldn't say. But anyway, as we were coming up, we would be talking about it, and Mrs. Burge and I both had worked with him in the 4-H, and she would complain about him talking. But I said, have you ever tried to listen to him? You know, everything he said kind of makes sense and made you start to think. So, then I got to thinking about, they wanted me to say something about somebody. So I'm going to just pick out 2 citizens of Davis, Oklahoma, Murray County, that have really been examples of great people in our school system, and I'm very, very proud of them. So today I would like to say, Charlie Rogers, congratulations. I have often wondered what you would have done if you'd have had Cade Kopenbarger. You know, Cade called me after he got his doctorate degree in veterinary science, and they said, Mrs. Jameson, I wish I had their scorecards. I would show you something. I knew what he was going to say. They were going to say he made in hundreds on communications. And, you know, so here he is. He's our head veterinarian at the Hilltop Veterinary Medicine. And Kay, and you guys, I am so proud of you. They're just wonderful to know that they are Davis citizens and they graduated from Davis High School. Thank you.
At this time, could I just ask the Jameson family to stand up? What a wonderful legacy you guys have. Also, I'd like to mention someone before I go. I'm not going to get back up there and say too much more. I want to thank all of you for coming out, but someone that had the opportunity to honor Dorothy here, former superintendent for many years. It's been someone that I'll call on the wisdom of many, many times. And I asked him if yesterday they turned Miss Sarah's into a drive-in. It looks like up there, the antique place. But unfortunately, someone ran in the front of their store yesterday. But Pete Bird, can you stand up and wave? Please don't run off. You can stick around and check everything out as long as you'd like to. We have some pictures of Dorothy back in some of the classes that she taught and everything. On the back way, it's kind of a way to get you to go and look at those nice restrooms that we got back there. But thank you so much for coming out, and you have a great afternoon.